They have a great balance offensively. Iowa does. I think it starts up front with their offensive line. They're really quick and sudden out of their stance. They're very good technicians. They keep their feet alive and they sustain their blocks for a long time. They have a very strong running game, an excellent running back, a 1,000-yard rusher, a guy that can take over a game in a lot of ways. They have an outstanding receiver, the leading receiver in the history of their school, one of the great receivers in the country. His numbers and the video speaks for itself. And then the quarterback is extremely efficient with all the balance that he has around him, and the quality execution around the quarterback really heightens his performance in a lot of ways. But he's very accurate with his passes. He makes good decisions. They very seldom do they turn the ball over. I think he's thrown maybe 20 touchdowns and only maybe half a dozen picks. So I think his numbers speak for themselves. Watching the film, he's an outstanding player. He manages their offense superbly, and he's a heck of a football player. So there'll be a huge challenge for our defense because they're balanced in their attack. They can come out and do very well passing the football, or they can come out and do very well running the football.
But Gaston, with the way he's played, and certainly the way he played, in particular with that blocked extra point, can you talk about him?
Bruce is gaining some momentum in his game. Last year he started for us as a true freshman and made great progress throughout the course of the season, and came into the 2011 season believing that we possibly could have the best pair of defensive tackles in the league with he and Kawan Short in the lineup. And Bruce injured his back early in camp, during two-a-days, and struggled with lower back issues in the early part of the season. And that negated some of the reps that he got in practice, and very important in time of the year where you have to really push yourself in practice and practice yourself into game shape in the 100-degree weather of camp. And he missed a lot of camp. So I thought that he started the season off a little bit slow, and that it took us longer to get him into game shape due to the injury that he had during camp. I think he has a lot of personal pride about him, and really wanted to step his game up and finish strong the second half of the season. So the last couple games he's made real progress, and last game I thought was the best he had played all year long.
When you look at this offense you're going to face Saturday, is it more like Wisconsin than it is Ohio State? Not just in the players it has, but in its balance?
That's a good analogy in some ways. They have their offensive line isn't as big, but they're very sudden out of their stance. They run a physical style of play. It's not quite as power-oriented as Wisconsin's offense. They'll shift and trade and do some motions and those type things, which are similar to what Wisconsin does. They both have obviously a very strong running game. They both have very efficient quarterbacks. So on paper, they're very similar, and on video, they're similar in some ways. Wisconsin hangs their hat a lot more on the power running game than what Iowa does. They have a strong running game, but they don't necessarily feature the power play over and over again like Wisconsin does, and play action passes and versions off of or additions off of the power play. They do have a great play action pass package and a really strong running game. It's a little bit different style of play than Wisconsin's. Well, obviously it'll be an emotional game, but we're going to try to keep the senior day in perspective until after we play the game and win. It's senior day, not all that special of a day if you don't win the ball game. And over the years, if you study senior day, a lot of times the home team comes away with a loss. So senior day is a big day, and we want to honor our seniors, and we want to send them out right. But the only way to send them out right is with a win. We have a heck of a group of seniors. The last couple of years hasn't been easy, and getting leadership from guys, amongst the troop has really been important to our team and our program. So Saturday will be a special day for us. It's our last home game in Ross-Age Stadium. It's an opportunity to secure a winning season and the potential for postseason play, and also an opportunity to send our seniors out right. And we don't send them out right unless all those other things happen. So it's going to be a fun day, an exciting day, and very proud of the senior class, and their work is not done yet.